What's up, basketball fans? Welcome back to another episode of Bourbon Beer and Basketball. I'm your host, Sam Gillette. I have a page called Sam Talk Sports. Head on over to Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Well, not YouTube. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X. There you go. Search it up. I'm there. Have some fun with that. We got a full slate of games tonight, previewing all Sweet 16 teams, 8 games, 2 nights, getting ready for the Final Four. The Elite Eight. But first, let's get into our starting lineup. At 5'7" from Boise, Idaho, my friend and co-host of Bronco Nation Live and founder of Blue Elevation and Bronco Nation Updates, Mr. Nick Wade.
Winner, winner, winner!
And at 5'8" from Plano, Texas, official USA Basketball Youth Development License Coach and Plano West Basketball Coach, Mr. Jonathan Yates.
Party people, we're in the building, and Nick, nobody knows you won yet, man. Stop.
And our resident big man at 6'2" from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, founder of the Sunbelt Syndicate, Dominic Grassetto.
What's up, fellas?
And at 5'10" from Twin Falls, Idaho, connoisseur of all things basketball and statistician superstar, Josh Fife.
Braxton Feely with 38 reps on the 225 bench press. At a kid.
Yep. Would have been first out of everybody at the combine.
Oh, nice.
At 5'9" from Columbia, Pennsylvania, gamer extraordinaire and founder of River Shark Gaming, Mr. Casey Wick.
Going on, everybody?
Casey, any luck finding Notre Dame Cereal Bowl yet?
Cereal Bowl is probably at the same place their next basketball coach is.
Oh, I thought we looked for them in the toilet bowl like their bowl game every year.
Not last year, but at least they the year before they smacked Georgia. Love to see the SEC shut up. It's all good once everybody else can pay the players. Things got real even real fast.
Yeah, how many national championships your conference got? Oh wait,
I guess technically it'd be 11 because we have our own.
All right. Let's start with our designated driver, Mr. Nick Wade. What do you got sitting on the table tonight?
I'm keeping it real simple. Just got my Joe and staying hydrated tonight.
All right. Yates, we had another meetup over at Three Nations. You drinking some Three Nations tonight, or are you changing it up?
I did drink one just a little bit earlier, but I'm gonna change it up just a tad bit. I got this little bombshell in this can here out of the Martin House Brewing Company in Fort Worth. I don't know about this one, though. It's a little different. It's a strawberry sour called a strawberry cream pie.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? It's got strawberry sour with graham crackers, vanilla, and lactose.
I think I've had this. I think I've made Pop drink this one before. Sounds crispy.
Pretty good.
If it's not this one, it's one similar to it, because that graham cracker and lactose
really
sounds familiar.
It's different. Not bad.
Chug.
No.
Chug.
Not on Wednesday.
5 o'clock somewhere. All right, Casey, what sad Notre Dame tears do you have in front of you tonight?
Oh, we are doing a little bit of mixing. I got some Jack Daniels with vanilla, and that's my downer. And then my upper, I got a Monster.
All right.
Just all in today.
Yep. That is a summary of my week.
Let's go for the crossfade.
Yep. As soon as I get up, I get knock right back down.
All right. And Mr. Josh Five, what do you got on the table tonight?
We're going basic with some good old Michelob Ultra tonight. We've had, yeah, pretty much, yeah. We had strep and influenza B in our house this week, so we have not gone anywhere.
Ooh.
Yeah. My 4-year-old is sick.
How's she doing, by the way?
She is much better, but we were, you just get a little worried, and we were worried one night big time. So thank you guys for taking over.
All right. And Dominic on a new setup.
Horrible setup. But yeah.
Were you able to find you anything that kind of eased the pain of a new setup?
Yeah, I thought about not drinking at all tonight. That's the kind of weekend I took. But I had this on hand. So Voodoo Ranger,
Ooh, love
Juice
those.
Force IPA. So
Yeah.
cool color can, cool can art. So we'll pop this sucker open. I've never had this before, so this will be a real, true first taste test.
Nice.
Ooh, that's juicy. It's definitely got that juice flavor to it. It's good. I like it. Hazy Imperial IPA, it says.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Voodoo Ranger. Fun fact, for any of you that found me or follow me on TikTok, I pretty much told a guy in Utah that I could chug faster than him without using a straw. And he said, all right, put your money where your mouth is. So we pulled over into a Buc-ee's here in Texas. And I went in, and the only bottled beer that they had was Voodoo Ranger. I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing that one. And I went back, popped the hatch of the car open, propped the phone up, recorded. That was the very first TikTok I ever did. And on my personal TikTok account is me chugging a bunch of beer. So
Can't
now
monetize that one.
No,
Got
you
it kicked
cannot.
off just right. It's like a housewarming party.
So, yeah. And I evolved from there. So,
There
but
you go.
tonight, like I said earlier, Yates and I, we met up at Three Nations, brought my family out. We were over there in that area. And I got a couple of them tonight. This one here was really interesting. It's a Mystic Seltzer. It's a hard seltzer. Got it for the wife because she's not a big beer drinker. It is a 5.0 brewed in Carrollton, Texas at Three Nation, a refreshing grape-flavored hard seltzer, sweet, tart, and far too easy to drink. Whether it reminds you of grape soda, popsicle, or that powdered beverage from your childhood, this seltzer will bring on nostalgia from a simpler time. It was pretty good. So we're going to start with that one.
Nice.
It's not as crispy because it's a seltzer, but it's smooth. I did want to highlight that one though, and it does taste like one of them great popsicles with a hint of pops.
Hit the butt. Hit the butt.
Ah!
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you this important announcement from the Emergency Sports Broadcasting Network. Weak constitutions should seek shelter immediately. Pop is about to pop off.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. This is better than 2 for 1 on Tuesdays or ladies in free on Thursdays. This isn't a Wednesday night excuse you can get past the wives, the girlfriends, the kids, or whatever to get you a few beers and torque them down. Oh, I've got to do it. It's part of the program. It's bourbon, beer, and basketball. We've got to drink a bourbon. We've got to drink a beer because we're doing the sports thing. All of that great excuse. And do I get any kind of invite to it? No, the last shows that I get on, it's like 40 below zero. I'm in here freezing, shivering. It's the only way I can keep cold. I got to go inside and heat up for an hour before I can get Junior to get past the zipper so I don't pee down my pants when I have to go to the bathroom. And now it's warming up. It's warming up. Oh, it's beautiful. And do I even get an invite to this one when the rest of the time you're in some motel or in Little Rabbit, Australia or somewhere? No, I got to crash the party. Well, here, I'm drinking some Crown Black. I don't know what its alcohol content is. Well, it's 80 proof, something like that. And it doesn't have any fancy on the can. Oh, drink this. It'll taste just like one of them sissy beers that you drink. No, this is whiskey. What will it do? It'll get you smashed. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, since you're crashing my party,
I ain't drinking it. Nope.
pops with pops.
No.
Pops
No.
with
No.
pops.
No.
Pops
No.
with pops.
No.
Try it.
This is cruelty to elders.
I know. All right, those that have been on the channel, everyone, pops with pops. Pops with
Pops
pops.
with pops.
Pops with
Pop
pops.
the
Pops
pop.
with pops.
Pop the pop.
Do it.
Who said do it?
Yeah,
I
Cheers.
did.
Oh,
it.
yeah, that figures, Yates. You were probably in on putting this whole thing together. Come on, Sam, we'll get drunk every
Maybe.
Wednesday night. That's down yours too, Yates. Ready? Oh. That tastes like great knee pie. Don't let him slip this to you, Wade. You won't know you're drinking alcohol. All right. Thank God I've got a chaser.
Reverse.
All right, let me fix the camera real quick.
Well, he's fixing his
missed you,
camera.
Bob.
When did we turn British?
I've got to have my tantrum.
We're talking about the shooty hoops.
Remember when I asked if anyone knows who ZZ Top is?
Yeah.
All right.
Wish I had their money. You guys would have your own studios.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
That.
So Symbol Brewing Company, Three Nations had this on their shelf.
Oh, that's why you had me drink that one, so you could go to another one.
Yeah, pretty much. This
He's drinking the good one.
Double Dribble is
Oh, nice.
a Double Dribble IPA. It's a double India Pale Ale. We teamed up with our friends at Prost Ale House for a second collaborative alley-oop. This bracket-busting shooter spotlights Tangier hops, lending signature aromas of tangerine and orange peel, layered with mosaic and Simcoe for subtler notes of pine, stone fruit, and berries. Double Dribble pours pale gold, balancing light, bready malts with lively hop flavors and a snappy finish. When the buzzer sounds, this 3-point shot can't be missed.
That's double dribble.
Yep.
Sounds like something you'd go to your doctor for.
Regretting my life decisions right now. Ooh, that's good news, right?
No.
It's not as bad as
No,
that.
look, you want to try this?
I already know what that tastes like. You don't here. I'll even give you your own.
I'm drinking good stuff. I crashed the party so I'd have a reason to drink my crown. I've got a bottle right over there.
Well, we got 3 hours to go still.
Well, anyway, guys, it's been good.
All right. I do want to take this time to give a shout out to the 3 breweries that have given to the show in one way or another. Of course, Three Nations Brewery gave Yates and I some good beers to shout out on the show. They're in Carrollton, Texas. If you're there, it is a must-go-to brewery. They got fantastic burgers as well. Great stuff. Kid-friendly in the outdoor seating areas. So Carrollton, Texas, Three Nations Brewing Company. Thank you, guys. And if you're in there, go for it. Then right down the road in Sulphur Springs, Texas, you have the Backstory Brewery. Great beer, great people. I mean, if I had to put them up against Three Nations, they're right there with them. It's really good beer. So Sulphur Springs, you might as well just make a Texas brewery swing because it's pretty good. And then of course our hometown brewery, Oil Horse Brewing Company in downtown Longview, Texas. Great beer as well. They did a lot for my brother's benefit that we had after his passing, and they have some great beer as well. So 3 great Texas breweries, all within about 2-3 hours of each other. So yeah, if you're looking to make a brewery hop, a brewery tour in Texas, North Texas is a good place to start. So, thanks again, Oil Horse Brewing Company, Longview, Texas, Three Nations Brewing in Carrollton, Texas, and Backstory Brewery in Sulphur Springs, Texas. Anybody else want to shout out any of their breweries that they have posted on the show? Anybody in the past? Good.
There, I'll shout out this one since I still got it right here with me. I'm not drinking it tonight, but Cook's Mill, Catawba County, where I was mostly raised. I wasn't born there, but yeah, little whiskey from Catawba County, as we call it.
All right. And before we get on any deeper in the show, I will say this. Next week, we have a very special show. We have the 3 Pour Decision guys are going to be on. Mr. Neat and Bourbon Man are going to be joining us, and they are going to break down the best bourbons in each of the Final 4 members' home states, towns, or regions, depending on what they can find and what they can get their hands on. They're going to try them on screen, let you know what they taste like. And so, you guys, it's going to be a great show. So, tune in next week, 7:30 ish. We've been saying 7:30 all week or all year, and I think we've done it once. But but that's the joy of I mean, we get a good title sponsor, we'll be more punctual, so keep that in mind. So so let's get this show on the road. We're gonna
Are we done with the booze talk?
unless you got some booze talk you want to talk.
Adio. Hey, here's a toast to all of you. I watch lots of talking heads. You guys are as good as or better than anybody else out there. Them high dollar guys ain't fit to polish your shoes. Their opinions are bought and paid for. Yours are real true and gleaned off your own research and dive into the stats. Whether you're right or wrong, you're authentic. My hat's off to you. If I hadn't told you this before, I'm telling you now. May all your children be born naked. May all your attempts at procreation be extremely pleasurable. And may the best you've ever had still yet to come. God bless you all.
Cheers.
All right.
He definitely dipped fast after that. Cheers.
Yeah. Yeah. For all his want to be on show and be famous, I had to drag him out to do that one. So, all right. Let's get rolling. We are going to talk some Texas and Purdue. And March Madness has reached the SAP Center in San Jose, and we have a collision of the worlds in the Sweet 16. It's the ultimate bracket buster versus the Big Ten powerhouse, the number 11 seed Texas Longhorns, the Cinderella of 2026, take on the number 2 seed Purdue Boilermakers. Texas is on a magical run from the first 4 to the second weekend, while Purdue is hunting for the one thing that has eluded this veteran core, a national title. For Purdue, the story starts with Braden Smith. He isn't just their leader. He's now the NCAA's all-time career assist record holder, surpassing Bobby Hurley in the first round. Matt Painter's squad is playing their best ball of the year, coming off a Big Ten tournament title and a dominant 79-69 win over Miami to get here. On the other side, Sean Miller has Texas playing inspired basketball. The Longhorns limped into the tourney, losing 5 of their last 6, but they've since knocked off North Carolina State, BYU, and stunned number 3 Gonzaga to become the tournament's biggest surprise. Watch the interior. Texas center Modest Vakutitis has been forced to in the big dance, averaging 18 points and 11 rebounds over his first 3 tournament games. He'll have his hands full with Purdue's physical front court duo of Trey Kaufman-Wren and 7'4" sophomore Daniel Gibson. Purdue enters with the nation's number 1 adjusted offensive efficiency, but Texas has found a defensive gear no one saw coming, holding tournament opponents to just 68 points per game, down nearly 10 points from their season average. So let's discuss Texas. Texas, are they your biggest surprise, or did anybody see Texas making it to the Sweet 16?
I mean, some people did, but it wasn't me.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say I have Texas as a big surprise for sure. I mean, I had BYU beating them and BYU going on a run. And so, I thought BYU and Gonzaga was going to be the matchup going into the weekend, and that's obviously not what turned out. So yeah, Texas is a huge surprise. I mean, they were the underdog to NC State in the play-in game. They were the underdog in that game. I don't know why. I still would have favored Texas over NC State, but they were the underdog. So yeah, I mean, I think they're a huge surprise.
I mean, they're the underdog because of the way they limped into the tournament. Losing a bunch of games late, and they didn't look good doing it either. Plus, they were so uncertain, and they were kind of hit or miss kind of all season. But, at the end of the day, Sean Miller, yeah, he's got 508, I think, now wins, 508 wins on his head coaching career with, in his stops at Xavier in Arizona and Texas now. The man can flat out coach. He's never been to a Final Four, but he can flat out coach. And he's taken that team, who probably does have a little bit less talent up and down the roster than basically everyone else that's left in the field. And he has made them competitive and got them playing winning basketball. So hats off to Sean Miller.
Yeah, I had Texas upsetting BYU, and then I had him in the field of 32 against Gonzaga, and again, Gonzaga, like many others, let me down. So right now I'm looking at a Purdue Texas matchup. I did pick Purdue to go there, but I'm kind of conflicted because, kind of the way that I picked the teams is coaching, and coach has gotten to his teams, I think, to 8 or 9 now, Sweet 16. So this isn't a fluke with a well-coached team.
Yeah, Matt Painter's up there too, and he's one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Texas 21-14, led by junior Dalen Swain at 17.4 points per game. They're also the masters at getting to the stripe, ranked 8th nationally in free throw attempts. What does Purdue have to do to keep Texas off of the free throw line, Josh?
Don't foul.
This guy
Obviously.
Einstein.
Hashtag analysis.
Purdue, number 1 offense adjusted rating, and they're an odd one because they have a very slow adjusted tempo. So they're very efficient with what they do. Control the game how they control the game, and do not let Texas get into your head early on just because they're the 11. I mean, they're an 11, and I use the quote thing because they're Texas as an 11. They're not Miami, Ohio 11. So they are a very high-paying program with a lot of talent. It did mesh during the season, and now it's meshing, and it's meshing at the right time. So as long as Purdue can play their game, I don't see Texas, 7.5 points, I think, was the spread. But I think Purdue wins by 10 or more.
Casey, with all your love for the SEC on full display, if Texas wins this game against Purdue, Big Ten powerhouse, does that just solidify the SEC's argument that they're the superior conference, and that's why Texas can lose 5 of their last 6 and still be a Final Four contender?
I mean, Purdue's been very streaky this year, but I mean, the SEC and the Big Ten are the 2 best conferences in the game right now. Why? Because they have all the money. But I mean, Matt Painter's heck of a coach. So I don't. Yeah, like you said, I really don't want to give the SEC bragging rights. So we'll have to wait and see how ends and who wins the title. But yeah, I mean, depends how they beat Purdue. Do you win on a last second layup like St. John's did? Then I'd say no. You just got lucky. It just depends how the game goes. But Purdue should, win. And Texas at some point the fatigue has to get to them at some point.
Yeah. Purdue 29-8, averaging 82.2 points per game. Texas coming in, giving up 68 points per game inside of the tournament. Braden Smith 14.3 points per game, 9 assists per game. And Fletcher Lawyer is shooting a blistering 43.3% from deep. Dominic, does Texas have what it takes to slow down Purdue and John Stockton 2.0?
I mean, the funny part about this that I was going to reference was they played NC State to start this, and what's the most recent team that kind of went on a run like this was NC State. Yeah. So can Texas keep it rolling because they seem to have that momentum and just playing probably some of the best basketball they've played all year right now. I think they could, but I think it's going to be a tough task. You look at 6 Big Ten teams left, 4 SEC teams left. I mean, the Big Ten has the better aspect to make it all the way, and Purdue is one of the Big Ten's best teams. So, I mean, you want to favor Purdue and say they're going to have the inside track and the easier time, and they should win. But you gotta think about a gritty team right now. It's hard to look at a Texas team and talk about a Cinderella. I think Yates was the one who put him in quotes, or Sam was one of you two. But yeah, I mean they may be this year's NC State type of team. Like, they got hot at the right time and they just can't lose right now. But it's hard to go against Purdue. I think Purdue probably gets it done, but I expect this game to be pretty close.
All right, Nick, did we get to you? I don't remember. Did you have a comment on this one?
Yeah. No, I just agree with a lot of the panel panelists here. But it is really intriguing, this matchup, especially since I got this part of my bracket right. And I'm conflicted because now if Texas shows up like they have been, like, you could flip a coin. That's kind of how I'm seeing this.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Purdue is shooting 58% from the field in the tournament. Their season average is 49. So they were already a good offense. They're showing even better. They're just crazy hot right now.
Yeah.
So
by the way, this is a 7.9. So
all right,
we move on.
So you'll be fine.
Yeah, we're not at a 10 tonight. We're not doing a 10 tonight, so we're good.
You chug a 7. Is that like a 10?
Technically, you're closer to an 8 than a 7. So Purdue opens as a 7.5 point favorite, but after what Texas did to Gonzaga, nothing is guaranteed. While the Boilermakers experienced a record-setting while the Boilermakers experience and record-setting guard play paved the way for Elite Eight, and Texas continue this historic first 4 run. We find out Thursday night at 6:20 Central Time on CBS. It's the Longhorns, the Boilermakers, the Sweet 16. Don't blink. Let's move on to Nebraska versus Iowa. Forget the cornfields. The biggest rivalry in the Midwest is taking over the Toyota Center in Houston. For the first time, Iowa and Nebraska meet on a neutral court, and the stakes couldn't be higher. It's a Sweet 16 showdown between Big Ten brothers with a trip to the Elite Eight on the line. One team is ending a 27-year drought. The other is making history for the very first time. Iowa is the talk of the tournament, led by first-year coach Ben McCollum. The 9-seeded Hawkeyes just pulled off a shocker of the year, toppling defending champion Florida on a last-second triple by Alvaro Bolger. You know what? Yeah,
Alva, he's going to keep playing. I can tell you that.
Yeah. It's Iowa's first Sweet 16 since 1999, but standing in their way is a Nebraska team that has finally broken its big dance curse. Before this week, the Huskers have never won an NCAA tournament game. Now they're 2 wins away from the Final Four. Adding fuel to the fire, Nebraska star Price Sanford is the brother of former Hawkeye Peyton Sanford, and he's been lights out, shooting 55% from deep this tournament. Don't expect a track meet. This game features the top 2 scoring defenses in the Big Ten. Nebraska allows just 65.8 points per game, while Iowa is right behind them at 66. They split their regular season meeting. Iowa won 57-52 defensive grind in February, but Nebraska took the rematch on an 84-75 overtime thrill to end the season. The key Thursday night, Iowa's Bennett Sturtz. When he scores, Iowa wins. When Nebraska limits him to single digits, the Huskers celebrate. Sturtz has struggled with his shot lately, but he's the engine that makes the Hawkeyes go. All right. Nebraska 28-6, ranked 4th in the South, led by Price Sanford and Mass. We're just going to call him Mass, at 5.8 rebounds per game. They are the 20th nationally in 3-pointers per game. Is it going to take 3-pointers to beat Iowa?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll start us off on this. Nobody else wants to. This might be the worst game in the entire tournament to watch. It is going to be so slow and so brutal. Look, I've seen some bad games already. Look, Clemson and Iowa was a bad game. That was really bad basketball, right? And now you got 2 teams that are just alike, and they hate each other. This might be the worst game, but you're going to be so invested that you're going to think it is phenomenal basketball being played. But Iowa right now, shocking the world, beating Florida. But what the heck was Florida doing going to a straight man-to-man press in the final seconds? You want to press? Go zone. All right, what are we doing? Anyway, I'm not going to try to outcoach Todd Golden. He's got more championships than I do.
And how many do you have?
For now.
Yeah, I have about 0. But
so all you storied NCAA programs out there, Jonathan Yates, basketball coach, he can take you to the national championship in year 2.
Hire me.
UNC.
I won 20 games with freshmen. High school. What I can do with freshmen. Anyway, I think this game, it is going to be, like I said, it's going to be bad to watch, but it's also going to be so investing because you know that there's like a true hatred, between the teams and the fan bases. And if you love defense because you're just a basketball purist, then this is going to be the game for you. Expect a game that's going to be, I know how much they score, but I know how much they give up. Expect a game to be about 64-60 right here.
Iowa's the number 9 seed. Bennett Sturtz leads the way at 19.7 points per game, 4.5 assists per game. And then he's got red hot Alvaro Folguera, that name, and Davian Banks, who dropped 20.
Look at the man hit the corner 3.
Is Iowa the hottest team in the tournament right now, Josh?
If you're saying that because they beat Florida, then I guess that's subjective. But no, I don't. I'm kind of with Yates on this. I'm not expecting a whole lot of basketball fun happening, but just going to be a brutal knockdown. Who can power over the other team and stop the other team more, I guess. But no, Iowa's not. They're shooting 44% from the field and 28% from 3-point range. So Nebraska's not a whole lot better from the field goal, from 2-point range, but from 3-point, they're shooting okay. Iowa might be living on a high, though. You take out Florida, who I think many of us said maybe have been the hottest team coming into the tournament this year.
Yeah.
I really, that one shocked me, to be honest. I did not see that one coming.
Dominic, this is going to be a defensive battle for sure. As Yates alluded to, probably one of the most boring games of the tournament. You got the 26-year or 27-year, however many year break for Iowa, not making it, and then the Cornhuskers looking to make it for the very first time. Does this have any potential to be one of those games where everyone expects a defensive, low-scoring battle, and then it turns into a barn burner and each team scores 100 points?
No, I think this is your finest white boy basketball you're about to see, right? Like, it's like Yates said, like Josh said too. Like, you're going to see hustle and grinding, like you probably aren't going to see in some of these other games, right? Like, it's going to be gritty, and I think talented basketball, is great basketball to watch, but this may be great for other reasons, right? Like the whole thing that Yates went through about how these teams have a history and everything. The one thing that's also cool about this is you guys know how they do the Jello shots for college baseball. They do that every year. They have massive fundraisers, like LSU the last 2 years put like 50,000 Jello shots. They don't even end up pouring all of them because a lot of the money goes to charity. So it's kind of a odd statistic to keep track of, but they put whatever the money that's donated towards that. They have started it for this game specifically between Iowa and Nebraska for basketball, just because of the intensity and the rivalry between the two. And what this means, it's never happened before. As they talked about on XM radio today, who knows when the hell these teams are ever getting this far again, right? You've got Purdue, you've got Michigan, you've got Arkansas. You've got some teams here that have been there, probably will be there again. Iowa and Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska hasn't won an NCAA tournament game ever before this year. So for them to get back, I mean, this is a big deal. I hope it's fun. I'm definitely going to be tuning into this one, unless the game before it is a real nail biter, because this one, I think, like for all the other storylines other than someone's likely to score 100 points, this one is one that I'm going to have eyes on.
Yeah. Nick, Casey, you have anything to add?
Not on this particular one. I think the guys covered it really well.
Me and Dom are on the same page. I was just thinking to myself, man, this has got to be the palest matchup of all time, the most Midwest game of all time. We were talking about perhaps Texas being the Cinderella. No. I think Nebraska is basically this year's Cinderella. But this, I agree that the pace of this game is going to be pretty brutal. But you still got two hella good coaches. You got Hoiberg and you got McCallum. And if anything, too, this kind of proves who the best conference has been all year long.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back to the West region, back to the SAP Center in San Jose. And the marquee matchup of the Sweet 16 is finally here. It's a blue blood battle with a modest twist. The high-octane number 4 seed Arkansas Razorbacks against the juggernaut number 1 seed Arizona Wildcats. This isn't just a battle trip to the Elite Eight. It's a clash of styles, star-studded freshman duos, and a rivalry that dates back to the iconic 1994 Final Four. John Calipari has the Hogs in their fifth Sweet 16 in 6 seasons, powered by the most explosive freshman backcourt in the country. Darius Acuff Jr. and Malik Thomas have been a nightmare for defenses, combining for nearly 40 points a night. But Arizona is built different. Tommy Lloyd's Wildcats are 34-2 and enter as a heavy 7.5-point favorite. Lead the nation in rebounding margin and boast the Big 12 Player of the Year in Jaden Bradley. Arizona is hunting for its first 8 under Lloyd, while Arkansas is looking to prove that their 90-point-per-game offense can crack the Wildcats' top 5 defense. Keep your eyes on the interior. Arizona's 7'2" center, Otijas Krivas, has been a human eraser, leading the tournament with 7 blocks through 2 games. He'll be tasked with slowing down Arkansas senior forward Trevin Brazil, who provides the veteran muscle for the Hogs. Arizona wants the wants to pound the glass, they average over 43 rebounds per game. If Arkansas can't limit second chance points, it's going to be a long night in San Jose. But if Acuff finds his rhythm from deep, where he's shooting 44%, he can make even the best defenses panic. So I can't imagine anybody that wants to really dive into this game and talk
I'll
about.
go last.
But Arkansas, 7 straight wins, the number 1 team in the country at protecting the ball with turnovers in just 12% of their possessions. I mean, does Arizona even stand a chance at the turnover battle here, or is Arkansas just built different?
I'll go last.
Okay. Josh, is Arkansas just different?
I think Acuff is built different, and I'm curious if Arizona shuts him down, does Arkansas have another guy that can step up and fill that void? Mainly Malik Thomas. Can he do the thing that Acuff, but Acuff is insane. I hadn't watched a ton of Arkansas this year, and he's a built different kind of guy. So we'll see what he can do against a tough Arizona defense. This is my favorite matchup of the Sweet 16, just to see what happens here. But I don't know. We'll see.
Like I said, Arizona's 34-2, 11 straight wins, averaging 86 points per game, while holding opponents to just 68 points per game. Nick, does Arkansas's defense stand a chance at slowing down this Arizona, or excuse me, does Arizona's defense stand a chance at slowing down these A schools are messing with me, slowing down Arkansas's offense?
The thing about the Arkansas Razorbacks, they've got their ringer on the sideline there, or on the baseline, and that is that's Coach, man. Calipari can bring a squad to the tournament, and you never know what's going to happen. He gets them ready. He's got them pumped full of, the adrenaline. And this also just proves that he does everything right. He prepares these young men to be NBA talent. Acuff is going to go on, and that's going to just be another, NBAer on Calipari's belt. But I think that the Arizona is going to have their hands full with a motivated Razorback squad, and I think Johnny will probably agree with that. And in fact, in my brackets, I have this bracket right here picked, and I have Arkansas moving on from here.
All right, Dominic.
I have the opposite. I have Arizona winning, but I have Arizona winning the title. So come on, I gotta go. So if they lose, my bracket is 100% trash. It's already not great. It's already at the bottom. But I mean, look, Arizona lost 2 games all season, as you said, Sam. They lost those games by a total of 7 points, and one of those games was also in overtime. So, I mean, this is a really, really good, really, really sound Arizona team from offense to defense. Burries is putting up 16 points a game on average. Acuff's on the other side. I mean, it's going to be the NBA talent that's going to be on display between those two players is the number one reason to watch this matchup. And I think it's going to be a great duel between those two guys. I would assume, and maybe this is really simplifying it, but whoever does better between those two, their team could win this game. It may come down to the stars making it happen for their team to win this game. So, I mean, again, simplifying it, but that's maybe my prediction there.
Sam, I'm jumping in with my stats stuff here. This is our stats of the night here. So I went back 20 years today, and 15 times the eventual champion was ranked in the top 3 in adjusted offensive rating. Only 3 times was the eventual champion in the top 3 and top 3 in defense. 9 out of the 20 times, a team was ranked top 10 in both. That applies to 4 teams in this tournament. Michigan, Arizona, Duke, and Houston. So there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm right with Josh.
All right.
And I also
Casey?
knew all of that information. Also,
Sure.
But
listen, I'm a teacher. I'm on spring break. I had a ton of time to just sit and do nothing today. So
that's awesome, though. That's a sick stat because if you're putting betting odds on stuff, those are the types of things you need.
There's your Final Four.
Completely. And the average offense in the last 20 years was ranked 5.4 as a national champion. There are 2 outliers in that time, UConn, both of them. So, Nick, there's your hope for your Big East team.
Wow.
there you go.
He doesn't need more points, guys.
I need all the points.
So let's take a minute what we're talking about with the points.
All right. I like this segment. I love this
And
segment. It's my favorite
time to move on.
all
So,
time.
Yates, tell us about Arkansas.
Back whenever about midway through the conference season, we drafted each conference of the non-Power 4 conferences. We drafted them. ChatGPT picked and put Yates last in both the regular and the composite.
Yeah.
Supplemental. Gosh.
7.9. And this is how it's turned out. Right now, Yates picking last, surprise, surprise, is in last place with 5
I'm
points.
so good. All right.
Josh narrowly squeaking out because Utah State pulled off a first round win is the only reason Josh came out with 6 points.
So you're saying that wasn't a bad pick. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it.
And I'm all alone in 4th place at 10 points. And it's basically the West Coast Conference laid a big goose egg. Gonzaga happened to play Texas was total crap. They should have had to play someone else so I can get another win. But I digress. And then tied for second right now is both Dom and Casey at 11 points. And those two will go down based on what their Bourbon Beer basketball bracket, whoever finishes highest there will get the win there. And Nick is still in it because St. John's and UConn are still playing. So each win just adds to his 13-point total right now. And he's already won it all. Now he wants the rest of the points. So
if they lose, can we get negative points to Nick and we can make it a race again?
Yes. New rule just started.
New rule. Your team misses more than one free throw. You switch spots with who's in last.
There we go. Make your shots. All right. So since no one else has anything to say about Arkansas,
I think
Casey, did you want to add anything to this one?
Honestly, they're just 2 really well-coached teams.
Yes,
I think Arizona has the better all-around team, but yeah, Acuff is phenomenal.
Yep.
But Coach Cal was always good at finding, kids out of he's not even close to Arkansas, so he was great find out of Pennsylvania there.
The only time I ever watched Arkansas play is when my late grandpa took me and my brother to the Pavilion. Nick and Josh will enjoy that nostalgia. Why is that such a hard word to say when you've been drinking? Anyway,
Pavilion or nostalgia? Which one?
Yes.
The Pavilion's easy. The Pavilion, Boise State, great memories there. The only game the only time I've ever seen Arkansas play, ever they beat Nebraska 74-65 in the first round in 1998. So, with that being said, Yates, give us your Arkansas breakdown.
Well, just for this entire game, this is going to be the definition of track meet.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about basketball, both of these teams get up and down so fast, and they're so efficient, and there's NBA talent on both sides. And it goes more than just, one guy or 2 guys right there. Each side has at least 3 guys that we could see playing next level basketball. Like if you told me they were playing, they were getting drafted, I'd believe it. But the matchups here, obviously, Darius Acuff against Braden Burries. That is the matchup to watch. Acuff's averaging 23.3 right now. Burries is averaging just over 16. Both of them projected to be top 10 picks. Acuff right now is moving up the list a little bit. I think some experts even say he could be as high as 3. I think for that matchup to matter, I think Acuff needs to win it decisively.
Yeah.
I don't think it can be he scores 24, Burry scores 22. I think he's going to have to average what he's averaging in the tournament right now at 30. And I think Burries is going to have to be at 16 and hit those averages, because what happens next is where the issue lies for Arkansas, is that Arizona averages 40 rebounds a game. Arkansas hates to rebound. We just hate getting the ball back. We'd rather take it out, throw it like it's pickup basketball.
But when you're making all your shots, you don't need to rebound.
Exactly. So that's why we don't ever go after him, because we just leave them open to shoot wide open shots. But we're gonna we have a host of bigs with Trevin Brazil, Nick Pringle, Malik Ewan, but you're looking at like Monteus Krivas and Toby Owaka on the other side. It's basically a 3-on-2 battle right there. And Billy Richmond is the key factor after that. For Arkansas, the 6'7" forward can rebound the basketball. If we keep those other guys shielded enough on a box out, Billy Richmond's a go-getter after the ball. I think if he gets 10 or 12 rebounds in this game, I have to see him close to 10. I think we have a good chance. That's pretty much all I got right there. Now, here is a stat that if I know Calipari, he's watched it and he's already said this and he wants to go for it. But Arizona had a total of 2 fast break points against Utah State. And that game was a lot closer than they probably expected it to be. I'm not saying it was great, but I'm sure it was closer than it was expected to be. So if Arkansas can go 15 to about 4 in fast breaks, I think we got a chance. But it's going to be all about getting out and running and getting easy baskets without letting that big, physical Arizona team get set. So that's my takeaway. Go Hogs. I got us. Moving on.
Are you saying let the Hogs run? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. Let those Hogs run. Blue pig.
Yeah. It like you said, it's going to be a track meet. Arkansas wants to run, and Arizona is going to be happy to oblige, but they'll try to use their superior size to grind the Hogs down late, and it's going to be probably one of the most entertaining games of the tournament so far.
Arizona and Utah State, 54-26 on the boards. I think Yates hit it. If they can keep the rebounding at least within that 10 margin, Arkansas offense might show the stats that I pulled up earlier. Offenses win national championships.
Yeah.
Yeah. Defense wins championships, but, you got to score, so offense matters more.
2 teams, 8 combined McDonald's All-Americans, and 1 ticket to the regional final. Arkansas, Arizona, Thursday night at 8:45 Central on CBS. All right. Well, let's take a trip to the Toyota Center in Houston, where the air is different and the stakes are at an all-time high. It's a heavyweight battle in the South Regional. The number 3 seeded Illinois is fighting Illinois, owners of the nation's top-ranked offense efficiency, take on the number 2 seed Houston Cougars, a defensive juggernaut playing in their own backyard. It's the second Sweet 16 in 3 years for Brad Underwood's Illinois, but to reach the Elite Eight, they have to survive a literal war in the paint.
Can you say their name again? Just one more time. Just one more time.
Which one?
The Illinois.
The
Who is
Illinois?
that?
The Illinois?
Yeah, the Fighting
Or
Illinois.
Illini, whatever.
Carolina, yeah.
Pretty ill.
There's an I in front of it.
Yeah,
There is
we
an
know.
I.
I've never said it. I've never said it like that. Really?
Now, here's a guy who doesn't know ball.
I just don't really care about Illinois. So Illinois, you know. It's like,
Ladies
I
and
don't wanna
gentlemen,
hear
I don't know why I have to do a disclaimer for this, but
that. 7.8.
well, anyway, tell us about those Illini.
What's it supposed to be? Why am I saying it wrong? Illini. Why does that doesn't make sense though? Illini. Whatever.
It's a native tribe.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Now's your time for your Native American speech, Yates. Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Bourbon Beer and Basketball, we are accepting of everyone of all races, nationalities, and I'm pretty sure I already said ethnicities, but let's say it again.
You know what?
We do not condone any hate or mispronunciations of one's own names.
Controversy breeds views. So bring it on. Illini.
There we go. Nailed it.
Ding, 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 ding.
Brad Underwood's Illini have reached the Sweet 16 for the second time in 3 years. But to reach the Elite Eight, they have to survive a literal war in the paint. This is a true immovable object versus irresistible force matchup. Illinois enters averaging nearly 85 points per game, led by a pair of sensational freshmen, Eaton Wagler averaging nearly 18 points, and David Markovic, who recently set an Illinois tournament record with 17 rebounds. But Kelvin Sampson's Cougars are built on an effort as a skill. Houston ranks second nationally in scoring defense, allowing just 62 points per game. They drag teams into the mud and dare them to respond. For Houston, this is about redemption after last year's title game loss. For Illinois, it's about proving their high-octane style can translate to the second weekend. While the ball security, Houston has the fewest turnovers in the country, while Illinois is right behind them at fourth. The difference? Houston forces nearly 14 turnovers a game, while the Illini are among the lowest in the nation at forcing steals. If the Cougars can disrupt Wagler and force Illinois into a frantic pace, they'll control the game. But if Illinois can make if Illinois can dominate the offensive glass, where they are +4 over their opponents, they can negate Houston's defensive pressure by getting second chance buckets. Oh boy. The Illini, I don't know why I've ever called it Illinois. I've never heard Illini before for whatever reason. I don't know.
You've never watched a football game or a basketball game?
Yeah, I always thought the commentators were idiots. Turns out I'm the idiot.
Turns out.
Sam was today years old.
You know, you learn something new every day. The odds makers have this one a toss up with Houston opening as a slim 2.5-point favorite. They're 30-6, led by Kingston Flemings, 16 points per game, and veteran Manuel Sharp. They're 14-1 in non-conference play and 12-1 when they grab more than 12 offensive rebounds. Rebounding is obviously the most important part of any kind of second chance point is on offense, and then preventing the second chance points defense. Casey, how much is offensive rebounding going, or the rebounding game in general, going to help Houston in this one over the Illini?
I mean, you kind of nailed it there with the offensive efficiency. If you can bring that percentage down, then it's going to be very crucial. It's just, you know, I love Sampson as a coach, always kind of have. And, you know, anybody who watches our football or basketball knows that I'm not a big fan of the Big Ten or the SEC. But, yeah, it's going to be very crucial. I mean, rebounding, you know, if you can get those offensive rebounds and, you know, get the defensive rebounds, it's going to be huge. I think the other stat that's often underlooked in today's game is the assists. The better you can move the ball and be efficient on offense, you know, the better odds you have of not having to worry about rebounding. So I really like Houston in this game, but Illinois has been that team in the Big Ten that was like not quite, up there with Michigan and that Purdue, but they're sneaky enough to sneak this win.
Yeah. Josh, Illinois is 26-8, one of 6 Big Ten teams in the Sweet 16, shooting 11 threes per game. Are they gonna have to up their 3-point shots and 3-point makes to beat Houston?
I think so. Illinois is one of these top 3 offenses that I just referenced a few minutes ago that doesn't seem to matter if you're a top defense or not. The top offenses tend to win, not all the time, but 75% of the time. But Houston they've got the old school mindset. And I think we were talking to some of us about that pre-show today, is that old school physical, beat you down, just make you sorry that you entered the lane, bodying you up on defense, and they're going to get some foul calls because they want to intimidate. That is Kelvin Sampson, and that's old school ball. I lean towards old school, so I'm kind of pulling for it. I like Kelvin Sampson. I like that old school basketball mentality, but Illinois offense is tough, so I don't know. This is another fun one to watch.
Yeah. 6 Big Ten teams in this one, in the Sweet 16. You got 2 Big Ten matchups with Iowa, Nebraska. You got the 1 Big Ten matchup, Iowa, Nebraska. If Illinois does pull off this Houston win, they will play the winner of that Iowa-Nebraska game, knocking out 2 of the 6 Big Ten teams there. Dominic. I saw this in your name, Dominic, and went Casey. Whatever reason. 7.9.
Pick the one in the middle.
I'm in his head.
I mean, there's 9 of us now. We started out with 6. So,
Dominic Crossido, what do you got?
Dominic Cross Eyes. So we lose two Big Ten teams at least. Is there another Big Ten matchup? No, there's not. Okay, so we're gonna lose at least 2 Big Ten teams this weekend. Is this still the year of the Big Ten? I know we're kind of getting outside of just the game deal, but I want to get your opinion. I've said at the start of the season that the Big Ten's probably got the best chance to win since Michigan State did back in 99. Is this the Big Ten's year?
I mean, odds-wise, it certainly is the Big Ten's year. You got 6 teams going in. Like you said, you will have 2 ultimately eliminated from this little section of the bracket here. But, I mean, just looking back, the Illini lost 4 of their 8 games all season in overtime. So, this is a game, when you say it's a coin toss and it's a 2.5-point game spread, it's probably going to live up to that because the Illini is going to be in there right at the end. Houston, this game's where at again?
Houston.
Yeah. So it's going to be a home court advantage, but the Illini should have the experience from playing on the road in the Big Ten to play in these big games where the crowd is mostly against them. In some instances, and Yates probably has experience with this, sometimes your teams kind of thrive on that, right? Like the whole crowd's behind the home team, but being hated on and having people that want to see you fail and give you a hard time sometimes has you play better ball, I think. And we've all kind of had some interviews with some players across different sports. They all seem to say they thrive on atmospheres that are intense. That's what this is going to be. And a team that has played close basketball games could thrive on those. Now, again, those 4 losses in overtime, they did lose them, right? So, they do have to flip that switch in a game that's ultimately going to be down to the wire in all likelihood and is predicted to be beforehand as well. So it's going to be tough. I still think, the Big Ten has a very, very good chance to have the champion this season, but I'll stick with my Arizona pick still. I'm still going to hold true with this, guys.
Change the Arizona pick. God.
I'll go with the Hogs, but the blue one behind you, not the red kind.
It's a wolf.
Wolf, Hogs, Illinois,
Illinois.
7 point. I don't know. It's 5 or 4.
Yeah.
Oh man. Great. This is a great show, guys. We should do this more often.
Almost like every Wednesday or something.
I know, right? 7:30 or Central Time. Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. Ish.
30-ish. Yeah.
Gates, I know you got a lot about this one, but we're gonna go to Nick first.
Cool.
Nick, what are you looking forward to? What matchup are you looking forward to most in this game?
I think with this game, Calvin Sampson makes me look awesome in my brackets. He made me look awesome last year. He's making me look awesome this year. This Houston team has been playing like a number 1 seed in a number 2 body. But they've cruised through the first 2 rounds. I think in this game here, I think it's going to come down to defense. And, this Houston team is a defensive team. I think where they're gonna catch the Illini is in the steals department. They are averaging 7.6 steals per game. They're at home, so I think the atmosphere is going to be ripe for them to give the crowd what they want to see. And so I think that they're going to continue on with this defensive dominant approach that they've been tackling this tournament with. I mean, they took care of business against Idaho, just throttled them, which I like. And then the same thing with Texas A&M. They throttled them. They haven't had an opponent score more than 60 points during the year. They only allow about 62.3. And, I know that Illinois has a great offense, but, they're not going to be shooting if they're not going to get off good shots if Houston's constantly trying to steal the ball. So I think that's where this game is going to lie. I would like to see Fleming's continue to reach his average, and I think if they do that, and then get as many rebounds as they've been averaging, about 37 a game, I think with those steals, that's gonna bring them over the top, and I think that having this game, close to home, regardless of how the adversity is for the Illini, I think that this is going to be where the Big Ten bow out in the Sweet 16. So they will definitely be losing 2 teams in this go around.
Well, they're going to lose 2 teams regardless, whether it's Nebraska, Illinois, or Iowa, or Illini. They're going to lose 2 of them regardless of what happens in this game. All right. Oh, Yates.
All right. I don't have a lot here, so just a little bit. Houston, we know how great of a defensive team they are. Just that is what Sampson is built on. That's why we love that guy. And I have to say, this team defensively mirrors a lot of what they had last year, which got them right on the brink of where they wanted to be. Just a 2-point loss to eventual champion Florida last year's game. But this year's a little bit different. They have this guy named Kingston Flemings who they can give the ball to and say, go get me a bucket, and he can. And they did not have that last year. They had a lot of guys that at any point one could go for 15 to 20, but you never knew whose night it was going to be. But in this case, if I need a bucket, go get me one. And I think that is your difference maker with this Houston team, and that is why I've got them moving on.
All right. Josh, did we hit you? I don't remember. I'm sorry. 7.9.
Sure.
Does anybody else have anything to say about this one?
Nope.
All right. I'm going to do better tracking in the second half than what I did in the first half. But we're going to take a quick break here, a quick 2-minute break. Again, shout out to Three Nations Brewing Company, Oil Horse Brewing Company in Longview, Texas, Three Nations in Carrollton, Texas, and Backstory Brewing and Silver Spring for being a friend of the show and donating some beers for us to try out on here. And for we'll be back in a couple minutes. So hang around. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Some people are going to go break the seal, some aren't, and yeah. So here we go. All right. Welcome back, all you beautiful basketball, bourbon, and beer fans.
Anybody see that graphic that posted up there? That was pretty cool. Had all the
That's pretty
conference.
sick, man.
I
Yeah,
know, right? Wish I knew the guy that made that.
you don't want to know him.
Can't even pronounce Fighting Illini right.
Yeah, he struggles with nicknames.
Yeah.
He can put pictures up really well. He just can't say it.
Gonna start saying Illinois.
Might as well.
Just drop the S and you're golden.
But why is there an S on it?
It's silent. Fake news.
That's why we are not a Kansas team.
Sure.
Silent S.
You're the third best Kansas team out there.
Rock chalk.
We are missing one. Hot chalk suey. Right? Is that right, Yates? Is that how it goes?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam's drunk.
I tell you what, though, that 5-point chug hit a lot different than the 10-point chug. Don't ask me why. It did. Clearly. But this Symbol Brewing Company, Double Dribble, great stuff. Three Nations Brewing Company teamed up with them to make this collaborated from the Prost Ale House in Texas. So, yeah, limited edition, too, made just for the tournament. Nice. Good stuff. It's a double India Pale Ale. Again, Carrollton, Texas, Three Nations Brewing Company. We'll get you some. And then the Prost Ale House in Texas as well. Good beers. Dominic, why don't you shout out your brands one more time? And I know we're rounding down to the end of the season. Next week is going to be mostly bourbon that we're going to be talking about. We'll have some beers from you guys, I'm sure. But we do have the 3 poor decision guys, Mr. Neat and Bourbon Man, are going to be on the show breaking down the bourbons from each team that is left in the final 4. So you guys need to bring your best bourbon faces because that's going to be the main look of the show. So Dominic, what do you got? What do you want to talk about? Whether it's what you're drinking tonight or what you've drank in the past that you want to revisit.
Yeah. Well, I'll shout out what I had tonight. New Belgian Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA. Very tasty. I don't know. It's not like too light, but it's light enough to enjoy. So this is a good like spring, summer beer, I'd say. But it could also be enjoyed in the winter. I mean, it's all year round beer. How about that? We'll give them a little shout for that. But yeah, this is very tasty. This is a new favorite after this. Got enough taste without being too heavy for an IPA.
Voodoo Ranger is some of my favorite beer out there.
Yeah.
Josh?
USA.
Yeah.
Michelob Ultra 4.5. Keep it light.
And Casey?
Well, let's see. I was just drinking some Jack and Coke with vanilla flavor, and then I finished my Monster, so I'm on the downward decline here.
Poor guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Casey at the end of the show is not the same Casey that we had at the beginning of the show.
He is on the downward decline, if you weren't sure.
Notre Dame doesn't take basketball seriously anymore.
I mean, at least you had the women, right?
Yeah. Yeah, even they're having a down year. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, when you think women's basketball, I mean, I know we don't touch that much, but
That is because
They're-
you walk outside in an Irish jacket.
hey, I'm in Pennsylvania, okay? Either the priests are touching the little kids or the Penn State fans are. I don't know what to say. Cue the disclaimer.
My bad.
Fun fact, Nick and I, we actually got to see both the men's and women's basketball team whenever we joined Casey at the Boise State Notre Dame game.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
They set up at downtown, had a basketball hoop up, and introduced everybody, and yeah, it's a pretty good time. Casey, thanks for making all that happen. I don't think I've thanked you enough, even though I've thanked you already.
Anytime, man. I think the Irish are going to play Texas down in Texas, so I'll have to plan that
Thank
trip.
you. Yeah, for sure.
Although it's
I
in
mean-
Austin, so meh.
I mean, I'm sure Yates will meet us down there and have some
Oh,
fun.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. Yates, any shout outs you want to give? Past
Just
or
the
present?
old Martin House Brewing Company out here in Fort Worth. Great little can right there. It's a strawberry cream pie they got. Not bad. You have a couple of them, they grow on you.
Yeah.
It's 5-pointer. They grow on you.
There it is. This was a 5-pointer, and it definitely grew on me.
Yeah.
I mean, tastes like a grape soda with hops. So,
No, can't hate that. But yeah. Oh, sorry. 5.2.
oh,
Can't read.
all right. Nick,
I am just running on pure entertainment here, guys. You guys are supplying a lot of fuel. Loving it, man. Keep it coming. I think we're on the midst of a nice dumpster fire, so bring it.
all right. Well, let's get back into that dumpster file. By the way, Yates, I am getting your dumpster fire plaque ordered for coming in last place in the
Let's
conference.
go. I was hoping I could hang that up on the wall.
Hey, it'll be a constant reminder that you get the #1 overall pick next year. So
All right.
it can only go up from there.
So take that, ChatGPT.
Yeah. Suck it.
All right. March Madness has reached the nation's capital, and the East Regional is set for a collision of college basketball royalty. It's the top-seeded Duke Blue Devils, the tournament's overall #1, facing off against the rejuvenated St. John's Red Storm squad For Duke, it's about continuing a dominant 34-2 season. For St. John's, it's a return to the second weekend for the first time in 27 years, and they're hungry for more. The headline writes itself: Rick Pitino versus Duke. Pitino is looking for revenge for the legendary 1992 Leitner shot, while John's someone say that name, Sire,
Hello?
SCYER. Is that how you say it? SCHE Sire? Shire? Shire. I like Shire. We'll go there.
Coach?
Yeah.
John
Yeah,
Shire?
that's John Shire.
Oh, yeah,
John
Shire. Yeah.
Shire. I don't know. 7.9. John Shire looks to lead Duke to its third straight.
So in case you didn't know, Duke has ties with the devil. We'd all be dead soon.
Amen.
All right, let's do this.
Shire, Sam. You know, like where the Hobbitses are.
Yeah. 7.9. That will forever be my excuse. You know, you hear these names and you look at them and you know who they are until you actually see them in text and you're like, how do you say that?
I want to know how you would have pronounced Mike Krzyzewski's name.
Oh, man.
Krzyzewski.
Coach K.
Coach. I mean, I don't think anyone ever said anything other than Coach K. So
it's true.
Yeah, that's why they looked at it with K.
Yeah. I don't even think the announcers said anything other than Coach K. So suck it. St. John's earned this spot with a thrilling 67-65 upset of number 4 Kansas, sealed by a Dylan Darling buzzer beater. Duke, meanwhile, a first-round scare against Siena before flexing their muscles in a 19-point second-half surge to bury TCU. Interestingly, every time Duke has won a national title, they've beaten St. John's along the way. Is history about to repeat itself? This is a clash of identities. Duke boasts the number 1 defense in the country and a massive front court led by freshman sensation Cameron Boozer, who's coming off a dominant 26-point, 15-rebound performance. To win, St. John's has to turn this into a rock fight. The Red Storm needs senior forward Zuby. Why do I put myself in these situations?
I don't know, but I want to hear it.
Illini to anchor the.
He said it.
We did.
Forward Zuby to anchor the point, and Dylan Darling to continue his clutch play. Duke has struggled with turnovers this tournament, 17 against TCU, and Pitino's signature pressure is designed to exploit exactly that. If St. John's can force double-digit fast break points, we could see an absolute classic. All right. Duke's 34-2, averaging 81.9 points per game with a staggering plus 11 rebounding margin. Watch for Isaiah Evans, who has stepped up as the premier perimeter X factor. 11 rebound margin, Josh. Is that going to bode well for Duke in this one? Or is St. John's just not going to miss?
I don't know.
You got all the stats.
And I'm saying this historically, which Duke team shows up? That's my question.
Yeah.
Because I think we all hold Duke on a pedestal as far as elite level goes, but they really haven't won a ton over the last 10, 11 years. I can't remember exactly the last one. So they're not shooting outstandingly, 47%. It's not terrible, but they're only shooting 26% from 3-point range. So if St. John's Zuby he led their team in points, rebounds, assists, and blocks, I think.
Yep.
If he can contain Boozer and go toe-to-toe with somebody, Boozer is, according to Evan Mia, the number 1 make-or-break guy in the country. Duke goes as Boozer goes. So I'd love to see Zuby shut him down because it's Duke. I echo Yates' sentiment that there's some sort of deal with Satan there, but yeah, I don't know. I think Duke is they're at least what they've shown. They are the team, and I'm with Dom. I think Arizona's going to win the whole thing, but it's Duke. And I do think John Shire is showing some brilliance. I don't know that he's obviously not Coach K, but he's showing something. So let's go Red Storm.
He's not Coach K, but he was a pretty close disciple.
Very close. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There's a reason he got the job. He's a hell of a coach. But here's the other part of that. Duke is now going up against another legendary coach.
Yes, sir.
And if you look at their last two matchups, sure, you had Jamie Dixon at TCU, but Sienna's guy is still kind of up and coming. And this is going to be kind of controversial here. But the ref stepped in a little bit in that Siena game in the second half. And I don't just mean that from the calls that went against Siena. I also mean the calls that were let go on the other side. There's many times, like Boozer is so good, but there are also many times he gets a rebound and he shuffles those feet a little bit, and the refs are looking right at it and like, we'll let it go. But in reality, hey, we're going the other way, big guy. All right. You do that enough, it counts for 6 or 8 points. Siena lost by 6.
And they had 5 guys that played 40 minutes.
Correct. One guy played 10 seconds.
That
only because of, what was it, the last 10 seconds of the game? He was already out of reach.
Yes.
Something like that, yeah, because the other guy rolled his ankle earlier in the game.
Well, like what do you do in that position? Like, why do you even play your game? Play your players the entire game and not rotate them out?
Because that was your best 5, and you knew if you went deep into your bench, you weren't hanging anymore.
And they had, I think, their 6th and 7th met.
Their coach is good enough that I'm pretty sure he told everybody, you're probably not playing this game.
No doubt. No doubt. And I think their next 2 guys were injured, so they only had their top 5. But I think we all remember him, Jerry McNamara from that Syracuse team. He's always shown basketball brilliance.
Correct.
And boy, but Yates, you had it 21 free throws to 6 free throws in that game.
Yeah. I mean, but now you're playing against a coach that's going to get the calls that Duke gets.
Yes.
But I think you guys said it right. Ozubi there, the old Garland native right down the road here from Plano. A big 6'9" forward, leads in a bunch of different categories. That right there is the catalyst. He shuts down Boozer. Red Storm move on. Boozer gets his averages. Duke moves on. That's my take.
Who here has a brother? Raise your hand. All right. Let's go to Dominic then. If you could play basketball with your brother and just be in rotation during the regular season and then start late in the season to help this historic run, or not really historic because Duke's pretty badass this year, but to be able to play with your brother to reach the Sweet 16, could you do it? Or is there any kind of sibling rivalry there that would eventually break down the chemistry?
No, if you're on the same team, I don't think there would be anything that would kind of break that up. I actually did play a few sports with my brother for something. We were only 2 years apart, so there was a couple times we did suit up for the same team. And my experience, anything with the team was really all about the team at that point. So I don't think there's really anything that's going to be a detriment to that. If anything, it would be a help because someone's playing against your brother harder and you're like, all right, I'm not going to let this guy continue to do that. Right. Or something along those lines. I would lean that way. But on a personal note, I've picked St. John's to win the whole thing before and they didn't do it. So because I've done that, they'll probably win this time around. So just
you already picked the wrong team.
Yeah.
All right. St. John's averaging 81.5 points per game. They've shot the 3 ball at an unusually high clip this tournament, but we'll need every bit against Duke. Nick, St. John's is one of your teams, so let's go to Casey. And Casey, is this 3 ball? Never let them know your next move. Is the 3 ball going to be key to St. John's beating Duke?
I mean, Duke's defense is actually pretty legit. And my personal bias there goes against Pitino. I've never been able to stand the man. There's just something about him. Hell of a coach.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He does look icky.
Even when he was back at like Louisville, like I don't know. But yeah, no, I don't know. Like the way they were driving against Kansas, I'd be more worried about them driving into the lane than the 3 ball, to be honest with you. But I mean, Duke might not let them get there, so it could be critical. I mean,
St. John, they're shooting the worst out of all 16 teams remaining, 41% from the field. That's rough to overcome that if against a Duke.
Yeah, but which Duke are we getting? Like Duke against Siena, or
yeah.
So I mean, if you get, I would say if you get the St. John's versus Kansas and the Duke versus Siena, like it's going to be a game. But I mean, I don't have faith in St. John's in this one. Sorry, Nick.
Nick, rebuttal.
I'm just going to take this time to just put a shameless plug out there for me for picking the Big East and being on top of this here Bourbon Beer and Basketball Challenge. I want to thank all the little people in my life. You fine folks here. I am looking forward to my plaque that says "You are good," and I'm going to display that proudly on my mantle. Duke doesn't really impress me in this tournament. We saw what happened with Siena. They only beat them by a measly 6 points, and like Johnny was saying, something was a foul in that one, and TCU in that second round, they basically just crapped their pants. They remembered that they just kind of limped in to the tournament from the Big 12. I think Zuby is red hot. I think he's I think he's going to continue to take the momentum that they have, and now they have with a big win over the Jayhawks, which I'm very delighted in that. And it really put Coach Self's career on the brink. Nobody knows, is he coming back? Is he not? And that's because you have a legend as a coach over in St. John's. You put aside the personal things, but he's a damn good coach. He's a Hall of Famer. And, you talk about Duke being the spawn of Satan. Pitino always has reminded me of Al Pacino, and that's pretty close. So, you got the spawn of Satan, and then you got maybe Lucifer himself on the other side. Casey likes that one. But with Rick Pitino, you saw that a clinic on display in that last minute of the game against Kansas. Bill Self is a champion in his own right. He's got a couple belts. Seemed like he had like 7 fouls to give, was trying to bleed that clock out so that St. John's wouldn't have make it very difficult for him. And Pitino just kind of rolled with the punches. And, he believed in his players. He's a hard ass of a coach. And, you just see the level of play in his players. Yeah, they may not measure up to, the boozers, on Duke's side or any of the metrics. But, that's the beauty of March Madness is you can you can be a Texas and light up and cruise through the field, or you can be a St. John's and get a kind of a raw deal at the beginning and get a 5 seed, and then take on a really good up and coming Northern Iowa in the first round, and then break the hearts of the Kansas Jayhawks and their Rock Chalk Nation, and then here they are. They're sitting in the Sweet 16 against Duke. I have this in my brackets, and I have St. John's taking the Magic to the next round.
All right. Yates, you have anything you want to add?
No, I already did.
Oh, who did I miss? I didn't miss anybody. I said I was going to consider
No, I already gave my. I'm good.
All right.
You're drunk. Go home.
7.9. Not that bad yet.
It's 8. It's like the fish. It was this big.
All right. Duke's entered as a 6.5-point favorite, but with the patina factor in the building, nothing is a given. It's the Hall of Fame legend versus the young master, Red Storm versus Blue Devils. A ticket to the Elite Eight on the line. Tip-off is Friday at 6:10 Central on CBS. Don't miss it. All right, the lights are bright at the United Center in Chicago for the Midwest Regional Clash that feels like a Final Four finale. It's the top-seeded Michigan Wolverines, the Big Ten's dominant force, against the high-octane number 4 seed Alabama Crimson Tide. Nate Oates has the Tide in their 4th consecutive Sweet 16, but to keep rolling, they'll have to go through Dusty May squad that has redefined Michigan basketball in just 2 seasons. Alabama arrives as the most dangerous 4 seed in the bracket. They are the nation's number 1 scoring offense, averaging 91.7 points per game, and they just put on a clinic against Texas Tech, knocking down a staggering 19 three-pointers. But Michigan is 33-3 and playing like the best team in the country. They've dismantled their first 2 tournament opponents by over 20 points. The narrative tonight, Friday night, Alabama wants to turn this into a 100-point track meet, while Michigan, the number 1 overall team in efficiency, wants to prove they can win at any tempo. Keep your eyes on the backcourt. Alabama's LeBaron Beilein Jr. is a certified star, averaging 22 points and 5 assists. He's the engine that has all gas, no brakes offense. He'll be matched up against Michigan's Big Ten Player of the Year, Yaxel Lendenberg, an elite playmaker, Elliot Cadu, who just became the first Wolverine since 2020 to cross the 200 assist mark in a season. While Alabama bombs from deep, Michigan will look to exploit their size with 7'3" Ade Moray, who is just 4 blocks away from program record. So, this game, Yates, has every potential to become the highest scoring game in NCAA tournament history. Agree or disagree?
I agree. This is going to be a very high scoring affair, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It is going to be the second best game of the Sweet 16 round. The best one is going to be Arkansas, Arizona. Spoiler. But I think I've got Alabama moving on here just because I think the way they score the ball. See you later, Dom. I think
for those that don't know, he's back. He's back on his phone. All right,
he's back. I think the way Alabama can score the ball. And the way that they just kind of let the other team score, so that just means they can outscore them. I think that that goes into their favor, right? As they're averaging 92, they give up almost 83. Michigan averages 87. All right, we're getting up there in points, like you said. I think it has the potential to be in the hundreds. Could be about a 104, 101 type game.
All right, Josh. I'm going to come back to you, but do you want to look up what the highest scoring NCAA tournament game is before I get to you? Just kind of give you a heads up, Mr. Statistician Superstar.
There we go.
Dominic, Alabama, 29-5, leads the nation in pace. They're 8-2 this season when making 15 or more threes. Is Michigan have the defense to stop Alabama's three-point barrage?
Yeah, I think any team that's only going to lose 3 games in one of the best conferences in all of college basketball certainly has the opportunity to do it. I don't know. I hate both of these teams, if you want me to be honest. That's my professional expert opinion. But no, I mean, again, the Big Ten has the most teams in. I think they have the best likelihood to win this game. Obviously, Michigan's the 1 and Alabama being the 4. That's kind of easy to see there. But, I mean, I think we all kind of picked Michigan to be in that Final Four early in the season. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if they win this one rather handily, honestly, in the end.
Yeah. And Nick, basically a contrast in styles. Alabama's relentless volume of shooting versus Michigan's surgical efficiency and defensive grit. Who do you got coming out on this one?
Yeah, but I got a favor to ask. Can we see some defense? Like, I mean, that's why I like college ball. Is like, I mean, if I want to see 120 to 110, we can, turn on the TV anytime during the week and watch the NBA. But they're both averaging 90 some points per game in the tournament. But I actually, my brackets, I have only one number 1 seed getting into the Final Four, and Michigan is that team. We've been following them. We've been following the Big Ten and all the conferences all season long in this here establishment in Bourbon beer and basketball. And we've seen Michigan go on 2 long streaks. And right now they're on that second wave. And I think that, just like what Dom said, you got a 1 and a 4. Logic would tell you a 33-3 team is doing some things right. And especially with that defense, with Alabama allowing 82.5 points per game. They're hitting on 91.6, but just like my take on Houston's defense, I'm going to side with defense, and I think that Alabama's run ends right here in the Sweet 16.
All right. So your absolute love for both the Big Ten and the SEC. This is probably a hard game for you to choose from since you love both conferences so much, right?
Yeah, so easy, Can't stand the Skunk Bears, and
Skunk Bears.
I'm pretty sure Sam in his inebriated state probably has a better GPA than Alabama students.
Nice.
Hey, you don't have to go to school to play at Alabama.
But careful.
He's got more teeth than them too.
Yeah, you keep yelling "Suey," all the cousins and sisters and brothers from Arkansas and Alabama are going to be all over the place.
Chill out on the Suey stuff, all right?
Collateral damage. Collateral damage.
Yeah.
We're winning. We're right.
But I can't count out Dusty May. I mean, he's a hell of a coach. Even when he was at Florida Atlantic, he might be the best coach in the tournament left. And I say that, but and we've talked about it. Coach Cal's good. Izzo's good. Very underrated. Unless not even talked about anymore. Patino's, Hall of Fame coach. There's a ton of great coaches left. But now, give me Michigan. I'm going to say it's going to be like a 10 to 15 point game in Michigan's favor.
All right. Josh, what do you got for us? First with your game pick, and then that stat that I had you look up.
Yeah, I think Michigan's got this. For me, it's them or Arizona. Whoever comes off that side of the bracket will end up winning it. Hard to say with, again, how Duke shows up, but I don't think we're going to touch the record all time. That belongs to a team formerly known as Troy State, currently known as Troy. In 1992, they scored 258 points against DeVry after shooting 51 of 109 from three.
Oh, good Lord.
But the highest NCAA tournament scoring game came in 1990 when Loyola Marymount beat the 1990 Michigan team 149 to 115.
Wow. That's a lot
Spoiler,
of
we're
points.
not breaking that.
No.
Yeah. That was before defense win championships era. So
Yeah, definitely. Totally.
all right. Can the Tide's hot hand pull off the upset, or the Wolverines' historic season continue towards North Carolina, Alabama, Michigan? The Sweet 16 in the Windy City tips off 6:35 on TBS True TV on Friday.
One more thing about that 90 Loyola team. I think we all may remember that was Hank Gather's team, ladies and gentlemen. And that may have been a motivating
all
factor.
old enough to remember that.
I'm sure. We've seen the ESPN 30 for 30 enough times. Come on.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm
right.
old enough to remember.
Capital One Arena in D.C. is the stage for the heavyweight battle between two sports ultimate winners. It's the number 2 seed Yukon Huskies, the back-to-back champions of 2023 and 2024, taking on Tom Izzo and the number 3 seed Michigan State Spartans. Excuse me. Yeah, Michigan State Wolverines and the Michigan Spartans. Yeah, let's go.
You can get beat up in Michigan for that.
Let's go Illinois. Let's go Illinois.
Still higher GPA than Alabama.
Woo pig.
Third best Kansas team in the nation. These programs are split 8 all-time meetings, but tonight only one path leads to the Elite 8. This is a rematch of an October exhibition where UConn took down Michigan State 76-69, but both coaches agree these are completely different teams now. For Dan Hurley's Huskies, the goal is his history, becoming the first team since John Wooden's UCLA to win 3 titles in 4 years. For the Spartans, it's about the Izzo factor, making the 17th Sweet 16 appearance. Tom Izzo has his squad surging after a dominant defensive showing against Louisville. The game will be won in the paint. UConn's Terrace Reed Jr., a Michigan transfer, has been relevant, averaging 14 points and nearly 9 rebounds. He's coming off a historic tournament start, falling in 40 total rebounds in just 2 games. Michigan State counters with senior Jackson Kohler and the hyper-athletic Cohen Carr. If MSU can turn this into a physical rebounding war and limit Reed's second chance points, they can tilt the floor in their favor. UConn 31-5, ranked second in the East. They allow just 65 points per game and shoot a blistering 48% as a team. Does Michigan stand a chance, Casey? Or Michigan State, excuse me.
Well, I guess it depends how bad you want to see the meltdown on the sidelines if UConn doesn't win. I think we're all here for that show.
Hey, you didn't mention him as one of the best coaches left, so he's probably going to be really upset then.
God, I hope he would see that. Can I contribute to NIL just to get him to come see this so he can cry about it? No, I mean, as much as I would love to see Michigan State win this game, which I think they have the talent to do so, Izzo's teams always have a reputation of having a letdown at some point in the tournament. Like the man deserves to have more national titles than he'll probably ever see. The dude, he's just an outstanding coach. But I mean, UConn is also. I never know how to gauge them now, or ever since like conference realignment, because they don't really have a hard conference. I mean, no disrespect to St. John's or Seton Hall or any of them, but like the Big East just is not what it used to be. So I'm going in a shocker. I actually kind of want to take Michigan State, but it's the Izzo effect that kind of has me a little nervous there. Hurley's a good coach.
Yeah. Nick, do you want to comment on UConn 48% as a team. They're another one of your teams in that everyone's hoping lose because you don't need any more points.
You are bad.
That's me.
Fake news. Fake news. I want to recount.
What do you got on UConn, Nick?
I just want to take this time again to remind everyone that I did choose the Big East in our draft, and I fought my way back up through adversity, and just to take the plaque, and again, that plaque is going to look really great right there on my mantle. I'm looking forward to getting up each and every morning for the next year until we do this again and see you are good. So
I'm gonna misspell good just for you.
Good.
Hey, hey Sam. Sam, what did he call the Utah State fans base?
Yeah, dorks.
Yeah,
the dork. Dork doesn't sound really bad at all until Nick's calling UConn Utah State fans dork, and then it sounds like the greatest thing on the face of the earth. I don't know why.
You are a good dork.
Thank you. But I'm the only dork that's going to have a plaque that says "You are good for winning the Bourbon Beer and Basketball Challenge." So, I'll take that.
Hey Sam.
Yeah.
I think you should have some points for not having any alcohol consumed on the show. 1 point for every show he hasn't had a drink.
He already won.
I've got enough points. If UConn and St. John's lose, I cannot drink alcohol for the next 2 shows and win.
That would never happen.
Anyway, all seriousness aside, covering the Big East, I was really hyping UConn to begin with. Recency bias. Dan Hurley's a good coach. But then, the tides have turned, man. And the Big East is owned now by St. John's. In fact, so much so that during the course of the season and into the tournament, that recency bias kind of faded out. And I actually had UConn losing to UCLA. So, props to them for getting up and taking on a hot UCLA Bruin team and winning and moving on to the Sweet 16. And so, January, February, what's March, Johnny? Izzo, that's right. So I actually have in my personal brackets, I have Michigan State winning in this round and moving to the Elite Eight. And so
because that'll be February or April. 7.9.
Okay, so all right, so I've got some breaking news right here, and I'm going to give you the final score. UConn wins 73-57.
Ooh.
Now, why do I know this? Because I just wanted to see something, so I went to Microsoft Copilot AI, and I typed in, when did UConn and Michigan State last play in men's NCAA basketball? And here's what it gave me directly from there. UConn and Michigan State most recently played on March 27th, 2026 in the NCAA Tournament Sweet 16 with UConn winning 73-57. How does it know?
What was the almanac Biff had in Back to the Future?
Yeah.
I was just thinking.
But the beautiful thing of this here, Johnny, is either way, I win.
Yeah.
I win if Michigan State wins, and I win if UConn wins. I win
anyway.
And this here,
I got Michigan State, so go Izzo.
I think if that exact score comes true, we all win because this thing goes viral like crazy.
Michigan State 27-7 was the top tier bracket led by Jeremy Ayers Jr., who averages over 9 assists per game. And I don't know, maybe he's the technical king of the season so far. Josh, if you want to look that up for the next question. Dominic is
the technical king?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't
Did he
he
get the
kick
most?
a lot of people?
He had. Oh, yeah, that's true.
uh, Dominic, is Fears going to be a help or a detriment if he lets his emotions get the best of him?
Ooh. I mean, if he lets the emotions get the best of him, he's going to be a detriment, of course.
Please let it happen.
I mean, the way that this Michigan State team looks to be built with how they play defensively, I think they got a chance in this one. I think the smart money would be on UConn because Yates found out they already won the game. But other than that reason, I think this could be a great game. I mean, this is two coaches who know each other well personally. They're involved in group text together, so I mean, these guys are going to have a lot of respect for one another in this one, and I think with that respect will come, a lot of extra attention paid to the little portions of this game that are going to matter. Obviously, that doesn't mean the players on the court are going to get it done like that, but I would expect them to all play for their coaches as best they can and obviously try and get to that final, the Elite Eight and the Final Four aspect. But oh, man, I don't know. I'm kind of like the recency bias too. The other year I had picked UConn to win it, and they actually won it. It's one of the rare times in my life I've picked the correct NCAA tournament winner. I still didn't win my bracket, by the way, but I did get that one correct. So I don't know. I guess history tells me go with UConn, but I do kind of like Casey said. Like Izzo's a great coach, and at some point you got to think like, he gets through. He gets it done. Maybe this is the year. I don't know.
Yeah. I was looking up here. Josh, you can go ahead. Did you find anything interesting?
I could not. His game the other night was mind blowing with 31 and 27 on 12 of 15 shooting. That'd been done one time in the past 60 years by a guy named Bill Walton.
Oh.
So, I mean, that's pretty rare air. He did follow it up with only 10 points and 13 boards against UCLA. But I think what Dom was saying, these are two coaches that know each other very well, and they want it bad. Who maybe it was Dom who said it, that Izzo, Casey, he deserves more national championships. I don't think he's one of these like Charles Barkley guys that's going to have a Hall of Fame career with very little championship accolade. Barkley won none. Izzo's at least got one, but I think there's the time's ticking on some of these Izzo guys, and the players know the history. They know these guys. And so those Spartan players want this bad for Izzo. Hurley's got his, right? He's won several. So, but UConn's one of these weird teams that they can be a 1 seed or a 5 seed and they make some crazy run. And who has more ships in the last 25 years than UConn? Nobody. So,
yeah,
I don't know this team.
All right. UConn's a slight favorite, but after the Spartans' 25-point demolition of North Dakota State and others, momentum is on their side. It's a blue blood brawl in the East. The Huskies, the Spartans, one step closer to the Final Four. And I know you guys are kind of laughing at the North Dakota State plug, but the little guys don't get enough attention. Tip-off is Friday, 8:45 p.m. on CBS. All right. Heading into the last matchup, Tennessee versus Iowa State. The stage is set at the United Center in Chicago for the Midwest Regional Showdown with major historical implications. It's the number 2 seed Iowa State Cyclones, a defensive juggernaut from the Big 12, taking on Barnes and the number 6 seed Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee is appearing in their 4th straight Sweet 16, but to reach the Elite 8, they'll have to break a 1-9 all-time record against top 2 seeds in the tournament. This game is a masterclass in defensive pressure. Iowa State boasts the top 15 defense, just forced 20 turnovers in a dominant win over Kentucky. But the biggest story in Chicago is the health of Iowa State's All-American forward, Joshua Jefferson. Jefferson injured his ankle in the opening round of this. His status remains the X factor for the Cyclones. For Tennessee, the Rick Barnes March narrative is shifting. The Vols are red hot after upsetting 3-seed Virginia and are looking to exploit a Cyclone interior that ranks that ranks outside the top 100 in shot blocking. Watch the battle at the top of the key. Tennessee's Jacoby Gillespie is the engine of the Vols offense, averaging over 18 points and 5 assists per game. He'll be hounded all night by Hammond Lipsey, one of the premier perimeter defenders in the country, who averages over 2 steals per contest. If Lipsey and the Cyclones can force Gillespie into turnover-prone play that has plagued Tennessee against elite pressure this year, Iowa State will control the tempo. Iowa State 29-7, a 4.5-point favorite. They allow just 65 points per game and are 28-7 when shooting over 50% from the field. Dominic, are they going to need that 50% performance to beat Tennessee, or is their defense going to be the tale of their victory?
Oh man, that's a good question. I put it simply, I don't trust Tennessee to kind of get it done, whereas Iowa State has been a little bit more consistent throughout the season. They score more points, they allow less points to, again, kind of simplify this look. But I don't know. It's Iowa State's kind of one of those teams too. I feel like every time people pick them to kind of go far in these brackets and then they just don't get it done. They kind of fall apart towards these time frames in the past. So it'll be interesting to see if they can look the part like they should. I mean, I think, they're the obvious favorite here for a reason over Tennessee, but it's not too heavy, right? It was 3.5 points. And yeah, I mean, I think the Cyclones can look good in this one against Tennessee. Like I said, I don't trust Tennessee to kind of keep it rolling, I guess.
Yeah. Tennessee 24-11. They hold a significant rebounding advantage, averaging 40.
Muted yourself, Sam.
No, my computer muted myself.
Oh.
42 boards per game compared to Iowa State's 35. If the Vols dominate the glass, they can negate the Cyclones' transition game. Nick, what do you think? Is the boards going to be the key to Tennessee's win here?
I'm kind of going to go the other way around, as I've kind of pointed out in some other games, and both coaches for Tennessee and Iowa State were in the Jim Rome show, so they got some good jungle karma. Coach for Iowa State said Jefferson is going to go. He is tough as nails, and nothing is going to keep him out of this. So they're going to do everything they can to get him going. But I think in this one, Tennessee does have the advantage when it comes to rebounds. But I think this is going to go back to steals. I think Iowa State is just kind of that team that, and they've got a good defense. They only allow opponents 65.3 a game. And then they also average more than Tennessee. So I think this may come down to, the steal game. And, if Iowa State is doing what they need to do on defense, then Tennessee better rebound on offense if they're gonna do this. I have both of these teams. Actually, I had Iowa State in my personal bracket. I do have Arizona in this spot. I don't know what I was thinking. I was Jedi mind tricked that Virginia was going to do something, and I forgot.
I think we all were.
They're in the ACC, and what was I thinking, man? And I wasn't even doing 7.9. So I have no excuse for that. But I got Iowa State in this. I have really good respect for the top three coming out of the Big 12: Arizona, Houston, and Iowa State. But I kind of edge more towards Houston and Iowa State. I think they had a little bit more going for them at the end of the year. Where I have Arizona not making it through to the Elite Eight because of John Calipari, I do have Iowa State going forward. So in the Elite Eight, I have the Big 12 representing pretty well.
All right. Yates. Some see Tennessee as a Cinderella team. Do you see Tennessee as a Cinderella team?
No, I don't, because they were top ranked early on in the season. They fell off a little bit, but they've been a really good ball team basically all year. They've got a star freshman in Amit that can really get the job done. He can fill it up. He's a future lottery pick. But I think this is where it ends for them. I think Iowa State moves on.
All right. Anybody else have any Iowa State or Tennessee nuggets they want to share? All right. Well, will the Cyclones' relentless pressure lead them to a rare Elite Eight berth, or will the Vols continue their run as a 6th seed? It's Tennessee. It's Iowa State. Sweet 16 in the Windy City. Tips off Friday at 10:10 Eastern Time, 9:10 Central on TBS. So, fellas, we got through all 8 games. Took about 20 minutes longer than I thought it would, but whenever you factor in all of the 7.9 conversation, it checks out. So let's run around real quick. Give our actually, you know what? I do want to, since Tennessee you've ruled out as as Cinderella, I got to ask. Just show of hands. We're not going to go in and break this down or anything because we've broken down the teams already. Iowa or Texas? Who's considered the Cinderella of this tournament? Raise your hand if it's Iowa. Raise your hand if it's Texas. Raise your hand if it's other.
Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska, even as the top
seed. Good take, actually.
Nice. All right.
They've never been there.
I like it. There you have it. There's your Cinderella, Nebraska.
It's UConn, because they've never been there.
All right. Nick,
let's
go ahead and start with you. Your brand of choice on the table tonight. Give your final shout outs and let's get this wrapped up.
Yep. No, I've been fueled by pure adrenaline from my win of this challenge, and I want to thank you guys for playing along tonight. I told you I was going to enjoy this show, and so you got a good taste of that. But just a shout out. We'll have Bronco Nation live tomorrow at 7 Mountain Time. It shouldn't be too long of a show so that we can enjoy the rest of the evening and the matchups going on tomorrow night.
All right. Yates?
Martin House Brewing out here in Fort Worth. Thanks for the strawberry cream pie. You know what I'm saying? Great can. Pretty good little drink there. I'd have it again.
All right. Casey?
These Jack Daniels, Jack and Coke things are actually not bad. I mean, for 7%. There it is.
Nice. All right, Josh.
In place of shouting out Michelob Ultra, I'm going to shout out RJ Keene and the Keene family of Boise State because they have become staples in Boise. And what an amazing run. Somebody that stuck with a program. I don't know if he had a ton of offers, but shout out to any player that sticks with a college for 4 or 5 years now. RJ Keene, thank you for what you've done.
All right. And I've seen the Keene family all over the Bronco Nation updates group, and really sweet people. Dominic?
Nice. Well, hey, I'll go on along those lines that Josh did too. Shout out CJ Huntley from App State, who also stayed. Actually, I think he was there for 5 years, maybe at App State. Just made his Phoenix Suns debut yesterday or the day before. So you can get it done at the mid-major level. You do not have to go up and seek the money in order to make it to the next level. But Voodoo Ranger, Juice Force IPA, New Belgium Brewing Company. 9.5%. It's right there on the side there. So
All right.
this was high tonight. But yeah, it was good.
All right. Hey, Dominic, why don't you shout out? You got anything coming up on baseball? I know this is a basketball show, but I'm sure there's some basketball and baseball fans out there that want to know about the new up and coming Power Conference in baseball.
Yeah. We typically go live every Monday after my debacle tonight with a laptop that doesn't have a charger and only working off of one screen instead of 3 I'm used to. I don't know what's happening for next week just yet. I have to have some of those things answered, but typically we are going live on Mondays to talk some Sunbelt baseball. We did have an awful night last night. All 3 teams that played tonight did win, but last night we had some shots at some other ranked teams, and some of our ranked teams lost, except for Coastal Carolina. They had a really massive comeback versus Clemson to get another victory over the Tigers, so that's always a good thing because that's an in-state battle as well. So, yeah, Sunbelt baseball, we do not consider ourselves a mid-major in that sport, but probably for football and basketball, yeah, we're appropriately thought of as mid-major level.
I've always loved the Chanticleers.
There you go.
All right. Nick and I, we had the privilege of interviewing Ava and Addie from the Boise State beach volleyball team. Yes, Idaho has a beach volleyball team. They are in the Big 12, and they are a force to reckon with. They're actually going to be down here at the Big 12 midseason preview in Fort Worth, Texas, and I am letting the kids skip school, and we are going to be over there bright and early at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I actually think the match starts at 10 against number 5 Florida State and number 20 Arizona. We're gonna watch that, and yeah. So
I got questions.
Yes, sir.
She said Boise State has a beach volleyball team.
Yes.
Bunch of away games, huh? Bunch of away games.
They actually have a beach volleyball court in Boise. So
phenomenal team.
Oh, so just sand volleyball.
All you need is sand in it. All you need is sand in it.
I'm thinking we're at the beach. A bunch of away games there. Not going to any beaches in Idaho.
TCU, right down the road from you, has an elite beach volleyball program as well. So.
Yep.
Is Boise's team ranked right now?
They are not ranked, but they are receiving votes. Nick, am I right?
Yeah, I think we have a talk if they get another one here this weekend, they probably will be ranked. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they're right there.
But Johnny, just like with our softball team, when they start the season in February, here in Boise, it's cold, man, in February. So they go play on the West Coast and in Texas, and so they all the warm places.
Before they get a home game.
Yeah.
Oh, just a whole bunch of away games.
Yeah. So, but 5.0 alcohol, Mystic Seltzer. If you like grape soda, this is your drink. Good stuff from Three Nations Brewing Company. And then their collab with the Prost Ale House in Texas, the Double Dribble IPA, 7.9%. Symbol Brewing Company. Collaboration with Three Nations and Prost House. Great stuff. Again, shout out to Three Nations Brewing Company, Carrollton, Texas. Backstory Brewing Company in Sulphur Springs, Texas. And Royal Horse Brewing Company in downtown Longview, Texas. Great beers, great people, great fun, great friends of the show. Can't shout them out enough. That is that. Anybody else have anything else they want to say before we wrap this one up? Oh, I did want to say before anybody else says anything, if you want to watch that Ava and Addison interview, it's live now, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Yes. It's right here on the Bronco Nation Updates YouTube channel. And if you're in the Fort Worth area or within driving distance of the Fort Worth area and never watched beach volleyball, I encourage you to come out and watch it. The Big 12 is one of the most elite programs in beach volleyball in the nation, or conferences, not programs, in the nation. And it's going to be some great competition. I'm going to my very first match Friday, taking the kids, and we're going to have some fun. Anybody else have anything else they want to shout out, mention, or say?
Olivia Miles, TCU, another triple-double. That's her 6th of the year. Just awesome. Watch her.
Yeah, she's really good.
She's amazing. And I think former Notre Dame, Casey pointed out.
Yep. She was.
All right.
She was out last year.
Thank you all for joining us.
Whole dramatic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's just Hannah Dalgo apparently is very conservative in her views, and Miles and her girlfriend were not. So
it happens.
One's playing in the WNBA, one's at TCU, one's still at Notre Dame, and yep. I don't think it ever made the news though. It was just like on the message boards behind the scenes.
And it ends up there now.
It's all news.
Right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Glad you're in here. Remember, next week we have the 3 poor decision guys are going to be on the show with us. Mr. Neat and Bourbon Man right here with us, breaking down the bourbons from the teams that make the Final Four and in either their city, state, or region, depending on what they can get their hands on. It's going to be a great show, a great collaboration. Tune in. You're not going to want to miss it right here, 7:30 Eastern Time, or Central Time, 7:30 Central. Bronco Nation Updates YouTube. Watch it. See y'all later.